not drinking beer. I'm drinking water.
2 touchdowns a game?
Yes, in the game.
You're tripping.
How you high Super Bowl time?
I don't know what we're doing in that front office, man. Twiddling our fucking dick.
Ryan, I just need you to drink this.
Wide receiver trivia. That's what she said.
Her.
What the fuck?
Her upset.
Are those crutches?
You can see Ryan's crutches.
What is going on, folks? Welcome back to your favorite show on the internet. I am your co-host, Jalen Brown. This is After Further Review, episode 244.
I'm your other co-host, Malin Dennis.
And your other great co-host, Nestor.
I'm your other co-host, Junebug Spade.
And I am your last co-host, Roland, live from the PNW, G-Money.
I feel like there's going to be some sex tape or something that comes out every time.
We got the whole band back together, boys. Tripping. Let's all start the show how we normally do. I think this warrants a good cheers because we're a bit of water. We haven't all been together in a few weeks. Cheers.
Oh, is your lady friend there?
She is. We're gonna introduce her as the oh god, 6th.
Brings back memories.
That's
guys-
crazy. When you said lady friend, I saw Nestor. I was like, alrighty then. So Thailand it is.
Oh,
What are y'all drinking?
Tequila.
My Canadian brethren. If we have any Canadians on the line, our Canadian brothers, some nice little maple syrup whiskey.
oh, nice.
Ooh, I do like that.
Makes sense a Cowboys fan would like Canadian.
I was sucking down a little Old Forester 1920, followed up by some Struck by Lightning, Bit by a Cobra,
about my Canadian brothers,
triple
man.
IPA.
Canadian just won the NBA championship and
Canadian.
MVP.
Okay.
What are you talking about that?
Yeah.
He was on
Yeah, we know. We
Folks,
unfortunately, and you know, I mean,
this is an NBA
Good for them.
podcast. We do this every Wednesday night at
Now we're off
8
the
p.m. Eastern time here on YouTube. Tonight we are going to be getting to the NFC East, predicting records for all 4 teams. Then we are also going to reply to a bunch of comments about the WNBA, about the Eagles record, about the Western Conference finalists for next year. And then, of course, rounding things out with what is bothering us in the world of sports from this past week. So, got a few pretty good things to get to. So, let's hop in G-Money. I think we can hear your TV. I think that's where it's coming from. But let's hop in with the NFC East record predictions. And we're going to start off with the Eagles. We're going to go in order that the division finished in last season. So the way we do this, folks, we each take a turn, give the record prediction that we think is going to happen for each one of these teams. And then if you want to point out any games in particular, any wins or losses that you think are notable, feel free to do that. I am, of course, taking notes so that when we get to September, I can show everybody what our final records are all at once. So we'll start with Philly, and we will let G-Money kick us off with June following him.
So I see Philly following up on what they did last year. They're a solid team. Your question is going to be, does Saquon Barkley stay healthy the whole season? I'm not sure, but their O-line is really good, and that really helps. So I have Philly going 12-6, winning the division, and games. really, there's a plethora of games that I would be interested in if those games are shown either before my Seahawks or after my Seahawks. The first game would be the Dallas game. I think that's going to be interesting. And then they play Kansas City, another good game matchup of the Super Bowl, right? I think after that, maybe the Detroit game, and then at the end of the season, the Buffalo game, because they're at Buffalo. And Buffalo, if you've got Buffalo fans out there and they're jumping off breaking fucking tables, that should be a good game. And really, it could be a precursor to the Super Bowl.
Okay.
All right.
Go ahead, June.
Well, I hate to rain on you guys' Eagles parade, but I got the Eagles going 11-6. And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, they lost a couple of guys in the season that were part of their way to march them to the Super Bowl, and they did not replace them. Well, they did kind of replace them, but they lost Milton Williams, they lost Josh Sweat, they lost Darius Slay, and they lost C.J. Gardner. They replaced them with 3 Giants players. Okay? They got 3 of the Giants free agents. The Eagles are still going to be a good team because they got their core and their base together, and the offensive line is going to be good. But I'm with G Money when you say about is Saquon Barkley going to be healthy all season? Because he did a ton of work this past season, and now he's going to have to come back and repeat that, knowing that this year there's going to be a tag on him. So it's going to be interesting on how their offensive coordinator Kellen Moore moves him around and try to get some pressure off him. They brought in another running back in AJ Dillon, I believe. Was it that brought in AJ Dillon? Or was it the Commanders? No, I think it was them. They brought AJ Dillon in. So I believe that they're going to try to relieve the pressure off of Saquon this year. Really try to get him moving. But I want to talk about a couple of games. The Rams game is going to be, and I'm not going to talk about any of the conference games because we know that there's going to be tough playing in the NFC East this year, at least for 2 of the teams of them. But the Rams game, the Bucks game, and G Money and the Packers game. Those are a couple of games I can see them that they're going to probably struggle in. We know that the Rams are going to want their revenge in that playoff game. Because remember, the Rams should have beat them in that playoff game. The Rams had them, and they played them very well. And the Rams got better. And then the Bucks always beat them. We know the Bucks always beat the Eagles. Playoffs, regular season, they just have the Eagles number. And the Packers are going to be looking to try to they know they want to stay one step ahead of the Eagles so they can try to get that home field advantage. And they got a tough division, so they're going to be playing them tough. So that's what I see. I see the Eagles going 10-7.
You said 11 wins in the beginning.
Yeah. Hold on a second.
I'm sorry, 11-6. I'm sorry, 11-6. I was looking at the wrong thing. 11-6. I'm sorry, 11-6. 11-6.
G Money, I'm sorry. Did you also say 11?
Yeah, I correct my. I looked at it and I said, and I was projecting us going to an 18-game season, obviously. So it's 12-5.
12-5. Okay.
12-5. Yeah, I looked at it. I'm like 12-6. Interesting. We're just going to give them an extra win. That's their first playoff win that they're going to, whomever they play.
Malin, bring us down to earth here. How many games the Eagles win?
Oh, man, I got the Eagles winning 11 games. I don't win in 11. I don't think they'll go on that huge run last year where I think they won like 8 or 9 in a row. I could see them kind of tripping up a little bit early when you have a KC, Rams, and Tampa Bay gauntlet right there. And let's not really let's not sleep on Denver.
Yep.
Denver's got a really good defense. So, and then, in the middle of the season where they were able to go on a lot of run, last year. This year, starting in November, they got Green Bay, Detroit. Dallas is going to beat them one of these times, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know what Chicago's going to do. I don't know if Chicago is going to be a bad team, an average team, or a really good team. But they're a team that I would just have a question mark on that one because even bad teams can fuck around and find out and win a game. But I think the last 3 weeks of the season, Washington twice and Buffalo once. To me, that's a killer 3-game stretch. I said it last week, but I think it's hard for a division team to beat the same team 2 times in 3 weeks. I don't think it's really easy. Now, I will say that June was right about about losing a lot of defense. The only thing I'll say, June, is the last time they were picking up Giants as free agents, ended up winning the Super Bowl with Barkley. But I don't think the same type of success because they're not the same caliber of players. But I also don't think that Barkley is going to be healthy the whole year. I think you're going to be, relying on Jalen Hurts a little bit more. I look at Saquon Barkley, guys, a little bit like CMC. Like, there's always been a little bit of reliability issue with both of these running backs. When they're healthy, they're two of the best in the game. But everyone just kind of assumed that after that season in 2023 that CMC was going to stay healthy in 2024, and we saw what happened. Just because Barkley has had a really solid year, well, I say a really great year, doesn't mean that he's going to he's past all these injury woes that he's always had. Now, if they had banned the tush push, I might only have him at 9 games, but they didn't ban the tush push. So there's going to be some dirty butt tugging scores going there. So I got them at 11. They're going to come down to earth a little bit, but just because I'm saying 11 games doesn't mean they're not going to be a heavy contender in the NFC. I don't think you're going to have a 13-win team in the NFC this year.
All right, Nestor, what have you got them at?
I got them at 13 wins. No matter some of the exits they've had, I just feel like they're a really good team. Strategy-wise, they know what they're doing. I feel like they're going to have a good season. Unless Saquon goes down and they have a bad season is the only way I see, for example, them losing to teams like Green Bay. I think they have Green Bay's number. And I learned that the hard way last season. They have their number. And they make Jordan Love look like, I don't know, not good. They make him look like Tua against the Bills. I think they're going to beat Washington twice. I don't think Washington
on something.
Them. I learned that the hard way too last season. So overall, I don't like it, but there's no reason for me to just say, Philly's gonna have a mediocre season. To me, 10 wins would be kind of like mediocre for them. Everything that I saw last season, I feel like they're gonna have a great season again.
I have got them at 10-7, which I think is the lowest amongst us all. Yeah.
Yep, I want Jam.
Yeah, I've got them at 10-7, so I feel like, hey, Super Bowl hangovers are a thing, and we'll get back to this in the comments when we get to that point of the show. But they've got some really tough stretches, like their opening few weeks and their last few weeks. Dallas, Kansas City, LA, Tampa, Denver. Like the first little over a month is that's very rough. Also their last, Washington, Buffalo, Washington. It's not easy. And I'm really with you guys on the Saquon thing. I don't mean to throw out bad energy out there, but we've seen when these running backs have historic years, typically the following year, something happens, whether it's injury related or they just aren't what they were the year prior. It's very rare to see them string together 2 phenomenal years like that. And he was a cornerstone of their success last year. So A.J. Dillon, I don't think he's enough to cut it, even as the second tier running back there. Yeah, so I got him at 10-7 in Philly. But
another thing I did mention is, we can't just brush off the whole fact that he's on the Madden cover. He can't just.
Oh, the Madden curse. Yeah, I forgot about
the Madden
that.
curse is real.
Can't just brush off that Saquon's on the Magic curse, or he's on the cover. He's on the cover, doing that little backwards jump. That's some.
I do agree. Ayland was spot on with the Broncos. I did on my notes. I do have the Broncos as one of the tougher games too. I think that's going to be a tough game for them. So
I think.
So we'll see. I mean, Denver's defense is brutal, but we'll see how their offense does. We'll see, because if they're going to do the same as they did last year, which is dink and dunk, I have faith in the Philly defense to basically put an end to that really quick.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to the other playoff team in the NFC East, the Commanders. G Money, you can go ahead and get us started here. Tell us why Jaden Daniels won MVP this year. Go ahead and get us going here.
So well, I don't know why, but I have them going 9-8. I have this a down year because now we have a year's worth of tape on Jaden Daniels. I'm pretty sure that teams that are going to play, and let's not kid ourselves, the NFC East plays a tougher schedule this year, and they play a tougher schedule. You look at it and you go like, okay, yeah, you're playing tougher teams than you played last year, my friend. And I don't think their defense is going to be as good as it was last year. And let's not forget that their wide receiver, God, I'm going to basically get his name wrong, but what, McLaurin? Yeah, whatever. Yeah, see, I'm the same guy. That he may well hold out because he wants a new deal, and he wants a deal that's probably in line with Jefferson and Chase. And I don't think he's going to get that. So tell me who. Yeah, so tell me, even with new ownership, tell me who they have other than him that
Debo
can take his place. Debo, maybe, but we'll see. And maybe they use Debo like the 49ers did, which he hated. He did not want to be a running back. He wanted to be a wide receiver. So we'll see. But I just think that now that everybody's got tape on him, they've got an idea how to play him. They saw him in the playoffs. They're like, okay, this is what we're going to. This is how we're going to scheme him. You beat us with someone else. Someone else on your team is going to have to beat us, and we don't think there's anybody on your team that can. Though I will tell you, right now, if you're looking at a prop bet, maybe you look at the running back to lead the league in rushing. I mean, you start looking at prop bets, and if you're going to put like $20, $30 down, we're not talking dropping $1,000, unless of course you can afford to lose it and not worry about it. But $20, $30. I mean, I think the last I saw him, I think on FanDuel it was like plus like 1,400. So it's kind of like a prop bet, but no, 9-8 is what I see them, and not making the playoffs, not coming out of the East, making the playoffs. I have other teams that will definitely beat them, even with 3 wild cards. They're staying home.
9-8 from G Money. June.
Me and G Money are on the same track with that. I also have them at 9-8. I think that I still think they're a good team, but G Money was on to something when he started talking about Terry McLaurin, and let me tell you, that's the talk right now up here in DC on talk radio, on sports talk radio. G Money, And another thing, here's another thing that you have to look at. Now, I'm gonna go back to the schedule in a second, but I want to talk about this. As I looked at like notable players and all that stuff, I came across an interesting stat. They have 28 players that's going to be free agents at the end of the season. That's a lot of players. You know what I mean? So
Just sign him.
that's a lot for a team to think about. So when G Money had something, when he started talking about Terry McLaurin wanting that Jamar Chase money, that Jefferson money, you know what I'm saying? When you start talking about that CD Lamb money, he wants that money, but they have to look at their bottom line. And I think I broke it down even more. I think it's like 16 starters as part of that free agency list. So you have to think about that when you start thinking about signing somebody. So that's something that's going to be weighing heavy on the Commanders' front office this season. But the big thing is their schedule. The Packers, the Chargers, the Falcons, the Chiefs, Seahawks, the Lions, Dolphins, Broncos, Vikings, and Bears. That's 10 games right there that they could easily go 3-7 during that stretch of game. So they're going to have to be very careful. And here's the biggest part. Malin, I think you brought this up. The last 3 games of the season for the Commanders is the Eagles, the Cowboys, and the Eagles. That's the last 3 games of the season. If they come into the last week of the season at 8-6, they're only winning one of those 3 games.
How the hell they won the last week of the season, 8-6, June?
The last 3 weeks of the season.
Oh,
Come into the last 3 weeks. Last 3 weeks of the season, they come in 8-6. They only win in one of those games. That's why I got them at 9-8.
Only one.
So, well, what's that? They only win in one of those games.
So you're gonna beat the Cowboys?
No, the hell they ain't.
Because Nestor.
They'll be.
What do I have to do with
Nestor, hold on. Nestor said that they were going to beat Washington twice, and you said he was on to something.
Yeah.
And so now you're saying they only going to win one out of them 3.
I said he was on to something. I said he was right. Hey, if they lose Eagles twice, I mean they lose in all 3 games. Okay. But if you look at that, I did a couple of percentages today. If they go into the last 3 games of the season at 8-6, they only have a 10% chance of making the playoffs. Okay. If they go into the last game of the season at 10-4, then they have a 60% chance of making the playoffs. Okay. That's how I looked at it. If they go in at say 9-5, they got about a 30% chance with those last 3 games of the season. So they got a big season, and G Money is right. I'm sticking with 9-8, and that's where I'm at.
Malin, go ahead.
I love when we pick the NFC East with June because I just hear Cowboys hate. Irrational thoughts being said a lot. Love it, June. And as it should be, because when we get to the NFC West, you're damn right there's going to be some homerism going on there as a Seahawks fan. So as the only difference between me and you, June, is that I will tell people from the outset that, listen, I'm being a homer. These are my thoughts because I hate these teams. You were trying to actually be rational with it, which is why it's funny. I have them winning 11 games, guys. I have them winning 11 games, and here's why. First of all, y'all see them unis that they dropped today? Them old school Super Bowl unis? Oh, they're going to be wearing that one on Christmas Day. They got them old Redskins unis out. Those are going to be nice. But I do think that Roly Poly Debo, I call him Roly Poly Debo now because you're gonna have to roll him out there on the field with a little fat fuzzy son of a bitch. I think he's actually gonna get used well in Washington. I think he's not really players when they get into a new environment. For the most part, will acquiesce and do things that were asked of them at their old team that they didn't really want to do once they got some cachet within the team. He's brand new to the squad. He's going to do whatever the coaches want him to do the first year. You might see some Debo the next year, but he's going to do what's asked of him this year. Like what I don't have his numbers in front of me, but I don't like. There's something about McLaren that just he doesn't jump off the page at me. As far as like when I watch the Commanders, like, oh yeah, he's one of the reasons why they're definitely winning ball games. Daniels was really good at getting everybody involved on offense. They do need to be better at running back. I admit that. Robin has already been shot. Yeah, I don't know if he's ever going to get shot again. But once you're shot once, it could always happen. People like I've heard people struck by lightning multiple times in their lives. All I have to do is have one time. Like you roll over a nail one time in your car, next thing you know, the next year you're replacing all your tires because you're running over nails. So this man could probably get shot again. Don't worry about it. And plus, living in DC, that ups it by about 35%. So that could definitely happen. And you know what? I'm looking at the same schedule everybody else is, right? First 7 weeks of the season, they could go 5-2, even without McLaren. Like they got the Giants in Green Bay and Las Vegas. Okay, so they might win all three of those. They might go 2-1. The Falcons, the Chargers in Chicago. Those aren't exactly, you know, big like they're they're good, but they're not really scaring people. You know what I mean? Those are winnable games. Dallas, I mean that's a W. Let's be So I don't know, man. I think if they rip off like 5-2, 4-3 in the beginning, I think they're a good enough team to Hey, listen, it's not like I'm predicting Seattle to be world beaters here. Um, Minnesota, where are they going to be? I hate to say it like this, but where are they going to be without Sam Darnold with JJ McCarthy? Like now you're going to a rookie quarterback. It just sounds dirty when you say it like that. Like where are they going to be without Sam Darnold? Like he's, Jalen Hurts or something. And then the Giants again. I mean, so like there's a lot of really winnable games. They're going to have to win a few tough games, but all they really got to do is break 500 against the hard teams, and I see them going 10 or 11 wins. I'm going to give them 11 wins. Jim Money, I think your TV got louder.
Go ahead, Nestor.
Well.
I got them. I was trying to get them to just 9 wins. Somehow I got them at 10 wins. Week 2, against Green Bay. I like Green Bay. Anyway.
You're gonna do it to yourself again, Nestor.
Anyway, I'm gonna go week by week. Okay, guys, it'll take about 20 minutes.
All 17.
Oh God!
Listen. I feel like they're gonna lose against Atlanta. Atlanta is gonna get one of those weird wins, and it's gonna be. I mean, we've seen slumps like Houston Rockets. Not the Houston Rockets. See what tequila does to you?
Houston, Texas.
Houston, Texas.
Or the Rockets.
It's Cancun, man. It's Cancun. It's that Cancun slump.
Being the Rockets,
they're gonna beat my team in Spain because we do horrible.
That is a
we do horrible on a sunny day in upstate New York. We're gonna do horrible.
I was leaving Miami out of it, Nestor.
So they're gonna beat my team. I hate the Commanders already. But if I were to bet money on them last season, I would have lost a lot of money Jaden Daniels is a great quarterback. He's got a great future. He's very talented. He's not overrated at all. He is who they say he is. But the team in itself, I don't think they're that good. They're in for a slump. Like you guys said Terry McLaurin is great, but he's not that guy who's gonna make a difference in my opinion. He's a great compliment to Jaden Daniels. He is. But I just feel like they're gonna have a slump. They're gonna have a lot of L's that we're not gonna see coming, and they're gonna lose twice to the Eagles. There is no rivalry there. There's nothing going on there.
Well, shit. I'm with Malin here. I've got him at 11-6. G Money and June, y'all need to put some respect on the commander's name.
Oh, that I'm a 9.
Okay.
Damn.
And also, all y'all need to put some more respect on Scary Terry's
What are you guys
name.
doing, man? Scary Terry's God.
Jesus.
Best player on the
You know, if they don't, if indeed
balls and barely
McLaren
had
holds
1,000
out,
yards receiving, man.
if McLaren does not play, if he does not play, if he holds out, he's been the number one receiver for the last 5 years.
Zach Ertz didn't do nothing?
654 yards as an old fucking tight end. 654 yards versus almost 1,100 yards as a wide receiver. Your next wide receiver had 500 yards.
Are we also?
I mean, please. Yes, we are.
Think Daniel's going to have a sophomore slump?
He is.
Yes, we are.
Because I don't.
We're going to think Daniel.
I do not think he's going to have a sophomore slump.
Thank you, Malin. Thank you.
He's going to have that slump. He's going
and
to.
let's not forget the fact. I'm just saying, man. In his rookie year, 69% completion percentage, damn near or over 3,500 yards.
Over 1,000 yards went to McLaren. So hello.
Touchdowns, and he led the team in rushing with 891 yards.
That's because the rushing game. So that tells you their rushing game
That's
sucks.
not as impressive as you think it is.
That's horrible.
In 1,000 plus yards went to his number one receiver
If
who's
I read
holding
those
out.
numbers and those were Dak's numbers, you'd have to go to the bathroom.
No, because I know we no.
And so you know. So here's the thing. Over 1,096 of those yards went to his number one receiver, and 13 of those touchdowns.
I think he's not trying to. You can hear him. I can't hear him.
I can hear him.
Oh,
That's because you don't want to hear me. You don't want to hear me.
If you still
No, but
I'm
I just
gonna jump out, come right back if I can't hear him.
I mean,
You guys, who said
if you look at it, if your number one wide receiver for any team is holding out,
Well, there you go.
then that's an issue, and it is an issue. Now, will they resolve that prior to training camp or during training camp? If I'm a Commanders fan, I sure as hell hope so. You've got new ownership. You would hope that they would indeed spend the money because you really don't
this
have
is their first test. This is going to be their first test as a new ownership. Is your biggest player on your team is now holding out. So as a new ownership, what do you now do with this guy? And what I said before, the 28 players, you can't sign all 28 of those players. You got to think you're going to lose most of them anyway. But now you got to put who's priority and who's not. You know what I mean? So that's going to be a big thing.
It also sounds like 28 players playing for a contract next year from somebody, not even just Washington.
No, and you're right.
We'll be trying to show.
You're right.
Yeah,
they are,
Okay.
and I agree with that.
I'm just saying, the 82 catches on 117 targets, to me, is not that great. I think that means that they were pressing to throw the ball to him because they didn't have other people. That's why they went out there and got Debo. Like 82 out of 117, like to me, that 117 on targets is high. So just a more balanced game is going help them. But
Yeah,
I mean,
that could also be a young quarterback forcing the ball to the guy that's the number one receiver too. He's still a young quarterback. You got to remember that too. So they're going to change him. They're going to change him.
a
You know,
young
they're
quarterback
going to get him to change around.
NFC championship game too. That's
Malin, we can't sit here and educate them all night. We got to keep it moving here. So
okay. Don't say that because G-Money gonna get mad at me when you group me into stuff.
He's gonna be mad at you.
That saw the look on his face, man. Don't poke the bear. We'll be here till 1:30 in the morning, Jalen.
Because you know what? I don't have to work tomorrow. I'm rolling. I got to take the car and then take the wife to out to Fort Lewis to get an ID card. So I have to work. I can stay here till 11 o'clock my time. Which 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I got nothing but time.
Star this one.
A lot of shit was talked on this record.
Yes.
This team.
Speaking of wide receivers that got high volume targets, Cowboys. Let's go over to Dallas right quick. We are gonna start off with G Money.
4-13.
What do you have the Cowboys?
So, a lot of questions about the Cowboys. I mean, we talked about Washington and their number one wide receiver holding out. We're looking at the Cowboys and Micah Parsons and that contract. What's going on with that? What the fuck is up with Jerry? Jerry should just fucking sign him and not wait for freaking TJ Watts or Hendrickson to be traded and signed to massive contracts to sign him to even a larger contract. And the fact that you got Pickens, who is a diva in himself, and we know that CeeDee Lamb is a diva, and people are like, well, no. Yeah, he is. He wants the ball. He wants 100+ receptions a year, which he will not get with Pickens. You're going to have issues there. I got the Cowboys going 9-8. Unfortunately, I'd like to have them higher, but when I look at the schedule, I just don't see it. And with the uncertainty of Micah Parsons signing, and with the fact that you don't know how it's going to work with Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, I mean, they could have got DK Metcalf, who really, in all honesty, is not a diva. He just wanted to get paid. They could have traded him to Dallas, and Dallas would have been fucking solid at wide receiver. I'm not sure with Pickens if they're as solid at wide receiver, after CeeDee Lamb, because Pickens is CeeDee. If we look at this, CeeDee Lamb will probably get 115 attempts, and Pickens will probably get 55 to 60 attempts thrown at him, which by the middle of the season he's going to be pissed off about. And he's going to let to hell with letting the team know, he's going to let the reporters know. He's going to blur it out when they do an interview on a game that Dallas lost, and he only got like five attempts, three receptions. He's like, if they'd thrown it to me more, we would have won this game. And that's where it's going to be. That's why I have them 9-8.
That's fair. June, go right ahead.
I'm going to ignore everything I just heard. So my question is not the offense. The Dallas Cowboys have an offense that can play with anyone. If everybody's healthy, they have an offense that can play with anyone. My question is going to be on the defensive side of the ball. Me losing Jordan Lewis and losing DeMarcus Lawrence is a big deal. And I know we replaced them with a couple of guys, but I still have a couple of questions about that. So notable losses with the Cowboys: Jordan Lewis, DeMarcus Lawrence, Rico Dowdle, and of course Zach Martin retiring, which we knew that was going to happen. Notable gains was Javonte Williams, Solomon Thomas, Peyton Turner, and George Pickens as a team. Offense, not worried about. Offense is going to be fine. Dak is a leader. He'll get the Cowboys' offense under control. And but my problem is going to be their defense. And the reason why I say that, I think it's going to take it's going to take about 6 weeks for that defense to jail. Okay, I think that what's it? The dude that came from the Bears, I can never say his name correctly, but I think he's going to be pretty decent with the defense, but I think it's going to take a few weeks for this defense to the guys that they're missing to jail. So I think the first half of the season they're going to struggle, and they're going to pick it up the second half of the season. And I got the Cowboys going 11-6. Okay, I think them and the Eagles are going to tie for the record, and it's going to be the tiebreaker somewhere in there. But I think I got them going 11-6 because I still think they're a good team. The jury's going to be out on what this staff can do. I'm not going crazy like some Cowboy fans are going 13-4, but I think with the schedule, because they are playing a non-playoff team schedule, I think this team can get to 11 wins by the end of the season. So that's what I have in that. Oh, sorry. And I think some notable games that's going to be, these are the toughest games I see, besides playing the Eagles and the Redskins, of course. But these are some of the other tough games they got. The Bears, the Packers, Broncos. The Broncos. The main reason I got the Broncos, they hadn't beat the Broncos since the 90s. They haven't beat the Broncos since 1994, I think it is. Kansas City, the Vikings, and the Lions. I think those are some notable tough games.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think some of those are notable games that the Cowboys are going to be looking at this season, but I still think they can win a couple of those games to get themselves to 11-6.
So TJ McLaren holdout, possible holdout is going to cost the Commanders 2 games, but a possible Michael Parsons trade or holdout is going to gain Cowboys like 5 games. That's
4 games.
That's
4 games.
Now. Okay. So
Dude's on it.
listen. Last year, I said some stupid shit. This division last year, talking about, I think it was 13 games. I said the Cowboys were going to win.
I said it too.
I said shit that Dak was going to win the MVP. What I really need, before I give a win-loss record, I need to ask you this, June. What week is Dak going to get hurt? Because that matters.
He's not.
It does matter a little bit.
He's not going to get hurt.
Oh, he's not going to get hurt?
He's not going to get hurt.
No, he's not going to get hurt.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
All right. So if he doesn't get hurt, then I give him 6.
We got the Great Wall of Jalen protecting him. We got 3 Jalens on the line. The Great Wall of Jalen is going to protect him.
So here's what's happening. If he doesn't get hurt, I have him at 6 wins.
You have lost your fucking mind.
Ouch.
You have lost. You have lost your damn mind. Okay, go ahead.
I don't think so. Because I don't think they're better than the Commanders. I don't think they're better than Philly.
They beat the Commanders last year, and they should have beat them the last game of the season with Cooper Rush. They beat them with Cooper Rush.
You should have beat them the last game of the season. That sounds like a Dallas fan. We should have won because we're the Cowboys. We got a star on our helmet.
CeeDee Lamb didn't even play. And we only lost by 4 points.
So somebody remind me of this vaulted Cowboys offense that they seem to have. Dak Prescott, the worst quarterback in the division.
What the fuck did you just say?
Well, I mean, really,
Hold on. He's the only quarterback to not go to the NFC title game, isn't he? Is he? Is he the only quarterback not to go to the NFC title game?
Well, we're talking this year, though, right? We're talking this year, right?
He's the only quarterback to not go to the NFC title game. Yes, he is.
No, he's not. What are you talking about? The Giants quarterback
is Russell Wilson.
Oh yeah, I
no.
forgot
Went
about
to
him.
2 Super Bowls, so that
I thought you were talking about. I forgot about him. I thought it was
yeah,
Jackson Dart.
now, I also said some stuff that was pretty smart that I got some hate on, which was that CeeDee Lamb was not a top 5 wide receiver in the NFL. And oh my God, did the stats not back me up on that? Was he not?
No,
Top,
no.
he wasn't top 5 in anything.
He was hurt last year. What are you talking about?
Hurt. Well, let me guess, dude. He's not going to be hurt this year, right?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Man had, now he had 100 catches. You can get 100 catches with 152 targets.
Can we move
But
on to the next person?
6 touchdowns? You got 6
Can
touchdowns.
we move on to? Can we move on to the next person?
Oh, you want to know? You want to know what's even better, Jalen? Not only did CeeDee Lamb have 6 touchdowns last year, okay, but they got a wide receiver is going to break the bank with a whopping 3 touchdowns last year. So we got 9, not even 10 touchdowns, but 2 wide receivers last year. And
that NFC quarterback that went to the NFC Championship was this quarterback last year. Remember that?
And hey, you know, I bet Pickens is going to be wishing Russell Wilson's throwing him the ball halfway.
Oh my God.
So I mean, and don't even get started with the fact that Dak got hurt. You want to know what you want to know why? Because someone by the name of Jerry Rice played 24 games without Joe Montana and Steve Young, and most of those games were by a quarterback by the name of Steve Bono. Okay, Steve Bono. You want to know what he still averaged? He still averaged top 5 in the NFL in those 24 games, even without a Joe Montana or Steve Young.
My head is hurting.
Great. It should be hurting because facts are just flying at you right now. You don't know how to
what are you talking about?
It's flinging you all over the place. Okay? 9 touchdowns at a Pickens.
Let me ask you a question. How solid are you on that 6?
Even if they doubled that, even if those 2 wide receivers double their touchdowns,
oh my God,
it won't happen because Dak will get hurt at some point. They still would have only had 1 more touchdown than Chase had all last year, who had 17. So yeah, 6 wins, man. That defense is a mess. You said it's a mess. We don't even know if they're going to have Michael Parsons. So I got them at 6 wins.
Damn.
6 wins. Fuck that start. I wish that at some point during the season, Terrell Owens would have run out and like spike a ball on the star again. I don't even care what game. Maybe after like I don't know what game it would be. Let's see what game it could be. Maybe a Philly game. Maybe he makes good with Philly, and after a touchdown, part of the celebration is Terrell Owens just run out to the star, put the ball down.
Are you done?
So yeah, I got 6 wins, man. I can't do more than 6.
How much money do you want to put on that 6 wins?
Can't put more than 6. Oh, we put money now.
You want to put money on that 6?
You were putting money last year when I did 13. So
I had 13 too. I had 13 too. What are you talking about?
Yeah, we both didn't we? That's not a good thing, Jim.
I had 13 too. What are you talking about?
So you had 13 last year, and now you saying Dak is going to be healthy all year, and they're going to win 11.
That's right.
With a better offense.
A better offense.
The running back for the Cowboys again?
It's a running back by committee.
Yeah, that means you have one.
Go ahead, mister.
Yeah. No, hold on. That's the same team that didn't offer a contract to Henry or Saquon. I'm just saying.
Lord have mercy.
We're running back by committee.
We didn't
offer a contract to either.
We didn't have the money.
Okay.
Didn't have the money.
Baltimore paid Derrick Henry 2 Gatorades and a Twizzler, and they didn't have the money.
That's what Jerry said. I'm just going by what Jerry said.
I love you, Jerry.
Jerry said that while he was on his $500 million yacht after his wife was getting her 15th facelift and boob job. And he was like, yeah, can't do that. Just don't have the money. No shit, you don't have the money. I mean.
I was like, damn. I got them at 9-8. Notable losses against the Bears. Got them losing to. Who else I got them losing to? Never mind. Oh, against Denver. 9-8. I feel like it's good and generous considering a few years ago they had like a really good season. I probably had CD Lamb on my fantasy team. Had a great season, and then it just went to shambles. I'm just not seeing it this season. 9-8 is good for a team that I don't know. I'm not seeing it honestly, but we'll see.
I have got them at 7-10.
Damn.
I have them repeating last year. I'm right there with you, Malin. I don't see.
Damn.
Sorry about the sneeze. Yeah, I don't see how this team. The running back situation is my biggest concern because Dak Prescott is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. When he has a good running game, we see the top of Dak's game. When he does not have a good running game, it's not all that great historically. So when he's forced to throw the ball a lot, George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, I don't think it really matters all that much. I don't see how they're able to have a dynamic offense with that being said. Also, their schedule, they've got such a up and down schedule. Like they're either playing a trash team or they're playing like a Super Bowl contender throughout this entire year, which I think is not the greatest. Like it's very hard to find like a middle ground. I think like Denver, Arizona are a couple games where I feel like it's pretty 50-50. Also, I think it's wild that they haven't beat the Broncos since the mid-90s. Like as long as they've been alive, they haven't been the Broncos. It's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got them going 7-10, pretty much just repeating last year. I'm sorry, but it's also wild that they're the only quarterback that has not played in an NFC title game.
Also.
Nobody asked you.
Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, let's not act like Prescott got hurt on the third week of the season too. Hey, the man had 11 touchdowns and 8 interceptions before he got hurt after 8 games. That's damn near halfway through the season, and you only had 11 touchdowns. The Cowboys only scored 30 touchdowns total the whole damn year last year. They had 6 rushing touchdowns. That ties CeeDee Lamb. That's crazy. That equals dog shit. So, yeah, he played in 8 games last year and only threw for 11 touchdowns.
Jalen Hurts had more rushing touchdowns.
I'm just saying.
I mean,
8 games and 11 touchdowns and 8 interceptions.
Moving on.
We can move on.
Okay, we will keep it. By the way, one of those games came against my Patriots when they beat them 38-3, and Dak only threw 1 touchdown against us. I'm just throwing that out there.
There you go.
Just saying. Let's move on to the last team, bottom of the barrel here. We've got the New York Giants. G-Money, we will start with you.
I'll make it quick and fast. I actually have them improving this year. I think they've improved at quarterback. I have them going 7-10. I think Russell Wilson will give them a few wins. They'll probably switch out after like game 6 or 7. They'll put in Winston. He'll give them what he normally gives every team he plays for. He'll look really good. You know, he'll throw for like 300 yards. He'll throw for 5 touchdowns. And then he'll throw 3 interceptions for 2 return touchdowns. And probably by week 8 or 9, Jackson Dart is starting for them.
Damn.
Which won't save. I have him 7-10. I have him 7-10. No, I think because
did Jackson Dart start in week 9?
Yeah, I think so. I think and the reason for this is basically because I think first of all the head coach is fighting for his job, so I think he's not going to go to Jackson Dart until that's his only option, and that will be his only option by that time.
At that
Because
point,
we've
he's going to the rookie to save his job by, hey, give me another year because I started a rookie halfway through.
Right.
That's kind of smart. But if they're starting
mean,
Jack week 9, I don't think they're having 7 wins.
No.
Oh, well, June has them probably at 2.
And I do.
I have been winning games that maybe people don't think they should win, and I look at them like, I just think when I look at them, I'm like, they could do this. They could pull this off. I mean, defensively, they're not super bad. Yeah, they've lost a lot of players, but, that happens. Their issue, I just don't think that Daniel Jones was the man. He wasn't. We saw him for 4 years. He wasn't that guy.
Right.
And maybe they didn't use him correctly. And we've all seen Russell Wilson. We saw what he did with Pittsburgh when he started. He carried. They won 3 games. He looked like the Russell Wilson of freaking 2018 with the Seahawks. And then he looked like the Russell Wilson of Denver in 2021. He looked bad. So that's what I think they'll do. And I think they'll switch from him to Jameis Winston. And Jameis Winston, we've all seen him. He can have that game where he looks freaking phenomenal. You're going like, yeah, this is the guy. Then he has that game where he throws 5 interceptions. He'll throw for 300 yards, but 5 interceptions. It's like they're 30 for 30. Yeah, exactly. So I just don't. By week 9, probably maybe 8, but definitely 9, they switched to Jackson Dart because by that time he's had enough time practicing everything and seeing just how bad the other quarterbacks are, and hopefully not following any of their bad habits. That he starts and he plays, and they'll win a couple games with him just because he's new and there's no tape on him except from when he played at I think it was Mississippi. I want to say Mississippi State, but it might have been Ole Miss if he played. But that's the only tape they're going to have. That's the only Ole Miss. That's the only tape they're going to have on him, and that tape doesn't count. So that's it. 7-10, better than last year, but not good enough to save the coach's job. He gets fired, if not by the end of the season, probably before they actually start Jackson Dart.
All right, June. Let's if we can just expedite this here.
Okay, yeah. So I got the Giants going 3-14. I have no faith in this team whatsoever. The first 4 games of the season, Washington, Dallas, the Chiefs, and Chargers. Those are 4 losses. They're starting the month off 0-4. They're going to beat the Saints, and then they go through a stretch where they play the Eagles, the Broncos, the Eagles, 49ers, Bears, Packers, Lions, season over. 3-14 for this team.
I noticed you left out a team after the Lions, but that's okay. Malin, if you
could it's the Saints. You talking about the Patriots? Oh, that's one of their 3 wins.
Okay, June. Malin.
He said the Patriots are just that bad.
All right.
They're smart ass too.
Listen.
The Patriots is just that bad.
I have the Giants at 7 wins.
Damn. Name them. Please name them.
Yeah. You want me to name them? Well, okay, first of all, before I name the wins, I'm going to get into the why. Okay, first of all, when it goes against the Cowboys and the Giants, quarterback, Giants, check. When it goes running back, Giants, check. When it goes wide receiver core, Giants, check. Why?
You done lost your damn mind.
Hey, Neighbors had
Giants haven't beat the Cowboys since 2020. What makes you think they're going to beat the Cowboys this year?
Because they don't have Daniel Jones at quarterback. That's why. They actually won something, unlike Dak Prescott. But wide receivers, check, because Neighbors is better than CeeDee Lamb. and
You have lost
Robinson
your-
is better than Pickens. Listen,
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Neighbors had
Nestor, go ahead.
109
Nestor, go ahead.
No, hold on.
Go ahead, Nestor.
Neighbors had
Nestor, go
109
ahead.
catches,
We gotta speed this
1,200
along.
yards, and 7 touchdowns.
We gotta speed this
Robinson
along.
had 93 catches, 3 touchdowns. They already got more touchdowns than
This is
the
high.
Cowboys' best 2 receivers had right there. The
They
Cowboys'
didn't do it.
right
They
now had
didn't
9
do it.
touchdowns last year. Giants have 10 out of their best 2. And that's with Daniel Jones. Now you got Russ. That's your unlimited. Got the ball out. Okay?
Are you done?
So yeah, no, I'm not. In defense, they definitely got a better defense than the Cowboys. So I think that with a solid quarterback play, which is what they're going to have,
No, they're
I got
not.
them at 7 wins. I got them at 7 wins. 7 wins. Why? Because they're more accomplished on offense. Just the numbers. I'm just spitting facts. It's just facts. The numbers are the numbers. They have a better offense than the Cowboys. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going with the Giants at 7 wins. Now you wanted me to give you what the 7 wins are, so I'm going to give you those 7 wins. You ready for that? They're gonna win week 2 at Dallas.
No, fuck they not.
Then they'll win week 4 at the Chargers. They'll win
No,
week 5 in New Orleans.
No, well, yeah.
Now we're gonna have to go down a little bit. Okay. So that's what 2. I got him. No, I got him at 3. Okay. So then they'll beat the Bears. That's 4. I'm sorry, Jalen, but I haven't beaten New England. That's
a
5.
gimme. That's a gimme.
Then I also have them beating Minnesota and the Raiders at the end of the year. Minnesota and the Raiders at the end of the year. Oh, the Giants. The Giants can't beat JJ McCarthy?
No.
I'm sorry. Forget about.
No.
They can't beat JJ McCarthy? That's crazy.
No.
And that's even if JJ McCarthy is actually starting, because we just don't know what he has. We do not know. So it could be. I don't know.
They're gonna go to Dallas and win.
So I'm just they. Hey,
No, they play them at home.
Okay.
They play Dallas at home.
Hold on. You're talking about Dallas. It has the lowest attendance in the NFL over the last 5 years. Yeah, they do. They're only selling out 90% of their home games over the last 5 years.
Only 90.
And about
Only
60%. Yeah, and that's last in the NFL. And 60% of those fans every single week are the opposing team. Why? I'm just gonna say it. Mexicans can't afford Dallas Cowboys tickets. That's why. So yeah. So it's like a home field advantage.
And none of that is true. Just to let y'all know, none of that's true.
Okay,
but go ahead.
Go
ahead, Nestor.
90.8%
go ahead.
is their home attendance. 90.8% is their home attendance over the last 5 years.
Nestor, go ahead.
Last in the NFL. Last in the NFL.
I mean, it's crazy when you look at that and you go like, a lot of the Raiders sell out even though their team sucks like shit because everyone wants to go to Vegas and they'll go to watch their team beat up on the Raiders. But fans won't go to Dallas to watch their teams beat up on the Cowboys. Like, fuck no, I'll just stay at home.
I used an ESPN Plus article for those stats, by the way.
Go ahead.
ESPN Plus article.
Looking at it right now. That's not true.
Right on over to June.
I'm looking at it right now. It's not true.
Oh yeah. Oh, June.
It's not true.
He's got some cowboy podcast talking about somebody letting people in turnstiles and report 98%. Go ahead, Ness. 7 wins for the Giants.
I got them at 5 and
Jesus
12.
Christ.
I feel like the
5
first.
and
5 and 12. Shit.
I feel like the first.
You thought 7 was bad.
It's a little tough.
I know.
Considering, you got Washington, you got Cowboys, you got the Chiefs, and I don't know. I feel like the Chargers are going to be better. And then playing the Saints, we saw what the Saints did the first 4 or 5 weeks.
Do you have them losing to New Orleans?
Can't count them out. I got them winning, but I wouldn't be surprised if
Okay.
I was trying to be nice. You know.
You can't be nice.
Losing
But
to
why does
Denver.
everyone act like they're good?
Losing to Denver.
They're getting rid of every skilled player outside of Herbert. Why are they good?
Great coach. Great coaching. That's why.
Amen.
That's why.
The Saints?
Essentially.
Are we,
No,
No. Chargers.
Chargers.
The Chargers.
dude, are you still dealing with?
Not the Saints. We're talking about the Chargers. I'm sorry.
Well, the
that's not-
Chargers. I mean, the Chargers are better than the Saints, and the
they
Chargers are better than the Giants, and they are better than the Giants.
Why is my light on?
We don't know that. We'll see.
And it does come down to coaching.
I am kind of in the middle of most of you guys. I got them at 6 and 11, mainly because they won.
Okay, so everyone's gonna act like my 7 wins is
Damn.
wild.
I didn't act.
And
Like
G Money
7.
said 7. G Money said 7. Nestor said 5. You're saying 6. Everyone want to shit on me.
I did not say
You want
that.
to give me a hard time.
June
There's
almost
only
had a
one
heart
owner
attack.
on this show
June,
saying
watch
3.
I did not.
I'm
say
always
that.
the poster child
Blame
of the hot
yourself,
takes.
Um,
Yeah, G Money and I had the same record. Although G Money's how they get to 7 wins is a lot crazier than mine because he has Dart starting at week 9 and he still hasn't
I
get
do.
7 wins. So I'm the one with the hot take.
Got them beating the Chiefs.
I'm the one.
Yeah, I just think they won 3 games last year. I would like to think Russell Wilson, a coach who's on the hot seat, and a 1 year older Malik Neighbors gives him 3 more wins this year. I damn sure know not one of them is coming against my New England Patriots at home. You must believe that one.
That coach is only on the hot seat because he had Daniel Jones as his quarterback.
See,
Okay? That man turned
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Josh Allen into an All-Pro.
he did.
Let's not forget that. A lot of great
I mean-
offensive minds go to the Giants and die when they got Daniel Jones
Right.
quarterback.
well, here's the craziness with that, right? So Daniel Jones went to Indianapolis. He's probably going to be the starter, and if they ball out, then there's not even there's no talk whatsoever about Debo being a offensive fucking genius. It's like, yeah, you had Josh Allen. That's how you got lucky. Just like, when they talk about coaches and everything, when you get like a great quarterback, with Brady, it's like, well, you had Brady. He was a great quarterback. Well, he wasn't a great quarterback to begin with, and he became a great quarterback. But everybody forgets that. They're just like
Daniel Jones with the Colts could be better than the Dallas Cowboys this year. I'm kidding. June, it's a joke. I'm not serious.
Really, because I have them winning more games than the Cowboys.
Oh Lord!
Oh,
All right,
shit.
we need to go to a break.
That's not me, June.
That's a different.
I love how June comes after me.
So,
Even though G Money had the Giants winning the same amount of games as
that was why this is the first half. We need to go to a break. We are not talking about the Colts for several more weeks. We will be back in about 10 minutes to hit some comments and then the what's up with that. So go ahead and refill your drink. Do whatever you got to do. You better refill a drink. So we'll see you all in about 10
Yeah, you do.
How many games do you think the Dallas Cowboys are winning in 2025? I've got them repeating last year, 7-10. I've counted some fairly tough games on their schedule this year, games that I just cannot see them winning. I'm sorry. They obviously play the reigning champs twice. They've got the Lions, they've got the Chiefs, Commanders twice. I will say, Commanders, they can probably split against them, I'm just going to guess. But also, I think the Panthers are going to be a hell of a lot better than they were last year. I can see the Panthers getting a win against them. I think the Chargers are going to be a force this year. I think the Chargers are going to beat them this year. So yeah, I see Dallas only winning 7 games just like they did last year. But how many games do you think Dallas will be winning this season? Let us know in the comments below. How many games do you think the Commanders are winning this season? I've got them just a game worse than they were last season at 11-6. In week 6, I think the Bears are going to get their revenge from that meltdown they had last year. I think the Bears are winning that one. The only other losses I have them taking are at Atlanta, at LA, at Dallas, at New York, and at Philly. So for the most part, I think this team's going to pick up right where they left off last year. They added in Deebo Samuel. I think he's going to be an absolute gift for Jaden Daniels. What do you guys think, though? How many games are the Commanders winning in 2025? Let us know in the comments below.
Desmond Bain, is he going to take you to the Eastern Conference Finals? Why trade that much? It's too much for this player. Act like they was getting Halliburton.
June, can you do me this? I want you to look up Halliburton's numbers for last year.
Regular season, he averaged 18 points, 3.5 rebounds, 9 assists.
Desmond Bain last year averaged 19.2 points, 6.1 rebounds, and 5.3 assists. So yeah, it's like you getting Halliburton, not be getting a playoff magic of let's hit some game winners, send us to overtime. They might not be getting that.
That's where I was going with this.
And they might not be getting that. I don't know, but if you're going through a 82-game season, those numbers compare.
What's your way too early prediction for the Western Conference Finals next season? Most of us are going to just slide OKC right in there by default, but who would the Thunder be playing? You think it'll be the new and improved Houston Rockets, Golden State, since they'll have Jimmy Butler for a whole season? Do you think it'll be the Lakers, since they will now have Luka and DeAndre Ayton for a full season? Dallas with Cooper Flag and Kyrie, AD. What 2 teams will be making up the Western Conference Finals next season? Let us know in the comments below.
Fuck. Well, I just walked 2 miles of this damn stadium. Can I get a Miller Lite, man?
Okay. I like your shirt.
It's like $18. Fuck. We're Road G. Season 21, 22. And LSU.
I apologize. Old drinks.
You're good. You're good. I want to know what happened to Baltimore's defense. Bucks ain't this good. Incomplete. 3rd and goal.
Technically, it's 101st.
Holding. Bring that shit back. You're a wizard. $1 more would have gotten you a highlight. They conned us. They conned us into this.
That's some bullshit.
Excuse me, sir. There's a lot of elderly Ravens fans right here.
Yes, the Baltimore Colts marching band back when they used to have a marching band.
A lot of popcorn. Well, there goes our points. There goes our points.
Why are you so mad, man?
Silent Pumps.
You're so angry. Let's go into the exit.
Henry on the carry. Held down by Levante David. Second and 11 at the 41.
Y'all lucked out with Brady. You lucked out with Brady. Three.
Last shit don't matter. Better get before that.
So you bet me 4-3?
Yeah, we 4-3, and we gonna win our division. Y'all will not.
No, you're not even knowing.
Atlanta's way better than y'all. You crazy. Oh shit.
Atlanta's way better.
Giannis is better than the Joker right now?
Well, maybe I think he was talking about like a few years back.
Oh
no, not right now. During that time period, Giannis was a better player.
During the 3 years that the Joker won the MVP, Giannis was better.
And Giannis won a championship.
Jokic won one too.
He won one.
Giannis won
So
one.
did Giannis.
That's right. They both won one. So tell me why Joker won 3 and Giannis didn't win at all.
Because he's got
Tell me
better
that.
numbers.
He's a better basketball player than Giannis.
He also had better people around him too. He had better help. He had a deeper bench. He had everything around him. When he won the championship, that was Giannis. During that time period, Giannis was a better player.
Caitlin Clark received the most fan votes at WNBA All-Star Game with a record-breaking 1,293,526 votes. She ended up being the 9th most vote getter. I don't understand the hate these women have. They're all going to make more money because of her.
How many games do you think the Commanders are winning this season? I've got them just a game worse than they were last season at 11-6. In week 6, I think the Bears are going to get their revenge from that meltdown they had last year. I think the Bears are winning that one. The only other losses I have them taking are at Atlanta, at LA, at Dallas, at New York, and at Philly. So for the most part, I think this team's going to pick up right where they left off last year. They added in Deebo Samuel. I think he's going to be an absolute gift for Jaden Daniels. What do you guys think, though? How many games are the Commanders winning in 2025? Let us know in the comments below. How many games do you think the New York Giants are winning this upcoming season? I've got them winning 6 games in 2025, doubling what they had last season. Russell Wilson being their starting quarterback, I think he will make a difference, enough to give him 3 more wins. Outside of that, some of the more notable wins I will throw out there. I think in week 7 against Denver, I could see Russell Wilson returning back to that horror house. That's not a house of horrors, and beating the Broncos, which I think would be an upset. I also have the Giants pulling off 2 upsets in a row in week 11 and 12, beating the Packers and going to Detroit and upsetting the Lions. But all in all, I got them at 6-11. How many games do you think the Giants are going to win in 2025? Let us know in the comments below.
Like each other.
I don't think he likes me.
We just, I mean,
We're back.
we just tend to think.
We're back.
Kumbaya,
We're back. Now we're
back to the second.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, second half of episode 244. We started off with the cheers like we always do. We're resetting. This is a new show. It's a tale of 2 halves, gentlemen.
There you go.
Get better.
I appreciate you saying ladies and gentlemen too, because you know my mom and Bridget are watching, so it's important. I don't even know why you guys are drinking what you're drinking because it looks like it's kicking your ass.
That one kicked my ass in a second.
Like, both of you look like you need to take a shit after what you just did.
Are you guys doing tequila?
What are you drinking? They are drinking tequila, but what tequila are you drinking? Because it doesn't look good.
Is Astral.
Ass.
Tequila.
Ass. They're drinking ass tequila.
Okay, y'all need to get some 1942 Don Julio. You want to drink tequila.
I mean, if you don't do that, get some Don Julio Raspado. Or if you want to roll white, go that hell. But up.
That's racist.
And you
stop drinking ass is all we're asking people because now Ned's scratching his neck like he has an STD.
Eat ass. What? What was that?
This was supposed to be a new half, and we started off by talking about eating ass. Can we please, for the love of God, get to the community?
Oh, not eating, drinking, because Nestor looks like he hates himself right now.
Oh god.
We're gonna get community
like
comments.
he's back in Cancun.
And
all right,
we are gonna start off with the segment where we talk about the WNBA voting process. Because that was Malin's "What's Up with That"
everyone shits on me
last week.
That's nice.
Yes. So Malin was mentioning, in summary, how Caitlin Clark received the most fan votes, number one. And then,
y'all need to stop drinking that tequila.
And then she received the ninth most player votes.
Oh my god!
So it would appear that the players have something out against Caitlin Clark. In the comments on TikTok here, I'm just gonna go down the list here. Kyle Edwards, he says, another person just jumping on the trend for attention. Go watch some games. Mario Jones.
I've also been watching the attendance of the WNBA when Caitlin Clark's not playing.
Mario Jones says, since when does being the most popular make you the best at anything? The fans voted her number one. The fans don't play the guy against or with her. The way they voted for her doesn't affect her at all, but if you want them to respect how the fans view her, then the fans have to respect the opinion of the athletes who play the game.
Can I respond to that for a second? Do most fans in the NBA regard Michael Jordan as the best player in the NBA?
Yes.
A lot of them do.
Okay.
I mean, I do, but
Not anymore.
So fans know ball.
What'd you say?
What?
What you say? What you say, Nestor?
What did Nestor say?
What? Did
What?
he said not anymore.
Exhibit A.
So LeBron
That's that cheap tequila speaking.
That's that ass
definitely
you've been
is.
drinking. Go ahead. Follow up with
Yeah,
that
you must
Stella.
have eaten that ass.
Yeah, look like you drinking a white dick. That's fine. No, like fans know ball, man, and even NFL fans, even if you hate someone like Tom Brady, you still recognize that like he's the GOAT, right? Like you know who's good and who's not.
I mean,
So fans know a little bit more, in my opinion, than sports writers, them jagged ass old 80-year-old white guys that are still writing for newspapers. The fans know ball too. I'm saying. Continue.
Gone 2710 says she played better last year. She barely played this season in general. Harper says she's not top 15 yet. I'm guessing you don't watch, but she's not as good as you think. Someone behind her.
Wait, hold on.
So, whoa. Back up there, Malin. Back up. So, not as good as you think. So, at her position, who do you think is better? And granted, she didn't play as much this year because she was injured than she did last year. But at her position, who do you think is better?
I'm not saying that she's the best. I'm not saying she's the best. I'm not saying she's the best. Okay? I've never said that. I know that there's a lot of popular opinion out there, but she is third in the WNBA all time in triple doubles, and she's played 1 year in like 10 games. So she is pretty good. I'm not saying she's the best. Okay? I'm not saying I think that Wilson with the Aces is still the best in the league. Okay?
True, but not at the same position. If we're looking at positions, right?
Still,
And like, well, she's not. Is she not? If she's not the best at her position in her second year and being injured, having a groin injury that kept her out games, who else at her position is doing what she's doing? And you're hard pressed to point at. Now, if you want to say in the WNBA, no, I mean I would agree with Malin. Asia Wilson is the best. But when you look around and you go, okay, Asia is the best, and Asia can feel slighted because she's not getting the pub like Caitlin Clark.
Yeah,
Clark is. But you know what? And we've had this conversation. Malin and I have had this conversation, and we've had this conversation on this podcast. Is that Caitlin Clark brought to the WNBA a lot more public attention and more money than any other player has in the past. And that may irritate some players, may upset them, but you know what? Your check is a lot larger because of her. And you know, at my work, if someone came in much younger and created more money and I got paid more, you know what? I'm not going to hate that person. I'm getting paid more. I'm happy. I'm fucking happy because I'm getting more money and maybe I'm getting more exposure. And if you haven't noticed, prior to Caitlin Clark, name me a WNBA player that was doing a national commercial. A national. Not a local, but a national. There's only one. Only one. Malin, tell me who that was.
The only person doing a national would be Caitlin Clark.
No. Prior to Caitlin Clark doing a national.
Sue Bird.
Prior to Caitlin Clark, Sue Bird. That's it. Exactly. She was doing that Corona commercial with Steph Curry. Remember when they were sitting at the bar and he's going, I've got this many rings? And she goes, yeah, I've got this many. He's like,
and
peace out.
Oh shit, she was white too.
Exactly.
Oh
was
my
she?
God.
Oh my God. Oh, and let's not forget.
What? She was white. That's crazy. The only reason why people hate Caitlin Clark is because she's white and she's not a lesbian. Let's just put it out there. Sue Bird was a lesbian. Or no, she is a lesbian.
She is. Was. No, she's married. Married to her. They're married.
You know.
Not anymore, right?
But the W.
No, they're still married as far as I know. I haven't heard anything where they've separated.
WNBA hates Caitlin Clark because she's white and she's not a lesbian. Let's just throw facts out there.
Can I just?
That's the reason why
no, that's not accurate. The WNBA doesn't hate her. The league itself loves her. The players do. Well, some of the players do. And I understand. I understand Angel Reese using that as a catalyst to basically increase revenue for everybody. Because I don't think Angel Reese hates Caitlin Clark. I just think she's Caitlin.
She's jealous.
No, I don't think she's jealous. I think she looks at Caitlin as being that money train, right? So if you keep the hype going, the money keeps going.
Yeah, sure.
I don't think she.
Mary, when I saw the way that she tried to wing on her.
Oh Lord. Sorry, people at home.
that's how you keep the money train rolling. But I do think that Angel Reese is also a little bit jealous over the fact that she beat Caitlin Clark in one WM or not a WM but an NCAA women's title at LSU, and then I don't think she likes it. Caitlin Clark gets all this shine. No one hated when Kelsey Plum was the greatest scorer in college women's basketball, but they hate it when it's Caitlin Clark. But I digress. Go ahead, because I even had a funny comment on one of these, John. I want you to say it because I thought it was funny.
This is the last TikTok comment. But I also wanted to switch to YouTube just to show the difference in tone here. But TikTok last comment here was Chelsea Gray was ranked ahead of Caitlin Clark. She's averaging 13 points for the season and had 2 points last night. You people are either jealous or delusional. And then Malin responded to him and said, "What do you mean by you people?"
Oh shit!
And then he came back and said, "You know."
Yeah,
I mean, it's not if you don't have the balls to say, I think you're a racist, and that's why you do it. Then you know what? Shut the fuck up. Because if you're gonna make a comment, whether it's on TikTok, YouTube, or Facebook, have the balls to fucking stand up behind that and say, "This is why I think this."
So on
because otherwise, shut the fuck up. Because you don't have the balls to back up what you said. Well, no, I don't know. So tell me. Say it.
That I do think it's funny when they say "you people" on a show. It has a very diverse co-hosts. So I'm like, what do you mean you people, man?
Let's be honest.
In Tropic
Let's be honest.
You're like,
you look like a Trump supporter. I do. I'm just going to say that. Yeah, I'm just going to put that right out there. That's why they say "you people," but they don't. You know what? If I was a viewer and I was going to call out any one of you, I'd say this is why I believe this, and this is why you are what you are. You're a racist, and that's why you say that. But you've got to back it up.
They'll come after me after how I look, but I think Nestor voted for Trump just to keep his ex-wife out of the country. To be honest with you.
What he should do is let his soon-to-be ex-wife come into the country, call ICE, have her arrested, and then sent to Ethiopia.
Voted for Trump. Ethiopia. It was one of us.
Jesus Christ. We are so far off the rails.
YouTube.
The YouTube comments for the same video, same clip.
Love you, Nestor. Itching your chin, Nestor. It's a damn tequila.
Todd Canopa says, something league, Schnig League will destroy itself. Hopefully. Wait, what is it? I don't know what that means. I don't even want to know what that means. Cheese
what is it?
Crust says racism.
Oh no.
Hot Shorty says jealous. They want the deals that Caitlyn is getting, not realizing without Caitlyn they are further away from the deals. She's bringing the sponsorship to the WNBA, and they might not get a deal. Victor says she's great. She's white. She's nice. She's thumbs up. Victor's honest. And then Fred says,
"There we are.
Eyes, you will see. Open your eyes, and you will see why."
Okay, can I say one more thing, Jalen? Here we go. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay.
And then we're
first of all, I think it sucks that Paige Beckers came out and talked about white privilege. I don't like her doing that because I think she does that so that she doesn't get the same type of hate that Caitlin Clark does. Because I think that Paige Beckers is going to be another one of the greats in the WNBA. And again, she happens to be white, and she happens like I actually do think she's bisexual. I'm not 100%. Don't quote me on that. I don't want that to be a take, but I do think she is. No, I think she's had a girlfriend. I think she's had a girlfriend and boyfriend. Different times.
Hey, you know, in college, a bottle of wine, you know.
Doesn't matter. But I think that she put it out there because she doesn't want to get the hate from the WNBA players like Caitlin Clark has. And so she's going out there talking about certain things. And I just wish that she didn't. I wish she kind of stood up for Caitlin Clark because I kind of feel like Caitlin Clark's out there on an island. And the WNBA is either going to rise or fall because of her. Just like the NBA was going to rise or fall if they did not have the Magic Bird back in the 80s. Let's not act like the finals weren't on tape delay back in the early 80s when Magic and Bird were coming into the league. It wasn't live. I think that Angel Reese is smart by keeping up this rivalry as much as possible, even though I don't think it's really much of a rivalry, but she's coming out there doing it. I think it's good for the WNBA. But they're in a sink or swim situation. Like, they've just announced 4 cities, I think, over the next 5 years is going to get a WNBA team. But the players keep beating the shit out of Caitlin Clark. Where do they think that the fandom's going to come from? Right. She has the ability to be the best player in the WNBA, but it's going to be a matter of whether or not the WNBA is going to allow her to be the best player. It's kind of like the Michael Jordan thing. You know, like at some point the league was like, hey, we need to do something because Michael Jordan's our meal ticket. And they got tired of the Pistons beating the hell out of them, so they started changing some rules. But the WNBA's got to do something to stop all this player hate. I don't think it's unwarranted. I think there have been many great players to play in the WNBA before Caitlin Clark. They just need to stop being jealous and understand that she is going to be good for the game. It's going to be good for everybody else's meal ticket.
Who's the center who defends Caitlin Clark?
What?
Right after that play happened, there was a center who just went after the girl that was just like
white girl
body. Yes, blonde.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I don't know her name off the top of my head.
I love just like, you know what? You're gonna hit Caitlin. I'm gonna go after you. I'm gonna body the hell out of you.
Well, it is good that she has players on her team this year that will stand up for her because last year she didn't have people on her team that were standing up for her. They're just letting people beat the hell out of her. But I think you're talking about
Sophie Cunningham.
You're talking
about I think, I mean, last year she was a rookie. I don't know if her team knew how to deal with all of that. I mean, with the attention, with everything else. It was like, you know, since we've been in the league, a fucking cellar dweller, and now we're not, and we're getting media attention. We're selling out stadiums. I don't think they knew how to react, especially when she was getting basically the shit kicked out of her. This season they do know, and they stand up, and it's like, no, don't, because it wasn't so much that play when she got fouled. It was later in the game when that center fucking decked that girl, just fucking took her out when she was going to the hoop. Just boom. Yeah. And stood there like, yeah, bitch, what the fuck are you going to do? I was like, yeah, I'm not going to do a goddamn thing. But
has only played 9 games this year, but she's still number 2 in assists at 8.9 a game.
Well, and here's the other thing, right? So we talk about the WNBA expanding to 4 teams. So the average cost for an NBA team was $75 million. These 4 teams are each paying $750 million. That goes into the WNBA, right? So would that have happened without Caitlin Clark? Not $750 million wouldn't have happened, because they're seeing Caitlin Clark selling out. So here's the thing, and Malin can definitely attest to this. So when we were in Vegas in June, we came in on Sunday. Sunday, the Aces were playing the Fever. The Aces normally play at Mandalay Bay in their stadium there. They were playing at T-Mobile Arena because the Fever were in town.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, we were in and out of traffic. The driver was apologizing to us. It's like, yes, because the Fever are here. And like, we knew that, but we just didn't realize. And she wasn't playing. And the other funny thing, of course, was that I think, and Malin had alluded to this, I think, on the last show, is that first time we ever saw a guy wearing a WMA jersey, wearing a Caitlin Clark jersey. Now, of course, they lost, and the Pacers lost. So, it was like, man, sucks to be you right now. I bet you're losing at the tables, too. But first time we'd ever seen that. I had seen in the past when the WNBA was playing in Vegas and we were there. I had seen a lot of little kids girls wearing Kelsey Plum jerseys, wearing Asia jerseys. Yeah, they were wearing jerseys, but never ever did I see a guy wearing a WNBA jersey. So
I seen a 40-year-old grown-ass man wear a WNBA jersey. I saw it in Vegas.
So that's the popularity that Caitlin Clark brings to the game. Okay, so that we went a little deep on that.
I'll shut up.
Let's go to the next video here, which was the Eagles' record predictions. So I gave mine, which was 10-7, and my kind of explanation behind it was Super Bowl hangover, which is a real thing. And I mentioned how in recent memory, outside of like the Chiefs and the Patriots, haven't been many other teams that have gotten back to Super Bowls and been, world beaters after going to a Super Bowl.
Well, the Seahawks went.
Well, the Seahawks did. We unfortunately, the Patriots cheated on us. They stole plays. Okay. They injured players prior to the game, and that's how they won that game.
No, your coach was an idiot.
Okay, you've had an idiot for a coach for 30 years, June. Shut up.
You had an idiot, and you made an idiot call, just like he did against Texas.
Okay.
He made the same call. He made the same damn call.
Who's been in the Super Bowl this
comments. That's why we're here.
This century.
So this is what the people at home are predicting the Eagles to do. Obviously, all Eagles fans. John says 14. Joey says, explain why. What do you think about the roster? I mentioned I think the Vikings and the Chargers are both going to beat the Eagles. Lando says Vikings and Chargers. Sugar K says not Philly. Earl says all. Apparently Earl thinks the Eagles are going undefeated. Hef says I think Washington is going to give them a tough challenge for the NFC East title. Jaden Daniels is a beast and has ice in his veins. I don't want this says, but what 7 teams are beating us? Super Bowl hangovers are from a loss of key players to big money. We didn't lose anyone important that wasn't replaced. We've beaten the Bills.
They didn't?
What?
We've
beaten
KC 3 times. We've beaten the Chargers. Like, who's really stomping our offense? Who's scoring on our defense? The Vikings? One of my best friends is a Vikings fan. They are just hoping for a winning season this year and for J.J. McCarthy to take a step forward. Never seen him throw an NFL pass, but you're saying they'll beat us.
Okay.
I don't want this.
Hold on.
You're an idiot.
Just real quick. Eagles people. Now, I will say that now, Jalen, you can attest to this. Nestor, now, even G Money can attest to this. Nestor and June, I don't think you guys can attest to this because it's been a long time since y'all won a Super Bowl. But when you win a Super Bowl, you do have an air of invincibility about you. Like, you automatically think your squad is going to go back. You know what I mean? Like think they're going to go back.
Fucking disrespect.
It's been a long time.
95, June, 95. And the Dolphins, what were we talking about? 1974, 73?
1972.
So, Nestor's never even seen it. Nestor's only read about it, and he's seen some crazy-ass videos of Larry Zonka beating the Redskins. But that's all Nestor has.
All right. Anyway.
But like you know, Jalen, like when your team wins the Super Bowl, as a fan, you think like, oh, it don't matter who we win or lose.
Exactly.
Like, oh, we going back. We gonna run this back. It's gonna be a dynasty. Every team that wins the Super Bowl feels that way, no matter what. You can't talk them off that ledge.
Yep.
They're on the high of highs. You know, unless you're the Oklahoma City Thunder winning NBA championship and you have like 20 people show up for your parade, which did happen. I think there might have been 35. I think there was 35 people lining the streets for the Thunder. Fuck that team. Somebody
53.
Don't want to drive a white man in that city. Do it. Do it, people.
Almost have to get up in the morning.
Last comment.
So I can well, hold on. So I can understand some of these people saying that. They're like, oh, we're going to win it. They're not going to be objective. It won't be. We weren't objective. You weren't objective, Jalen. Money and I weren't objective. I understand it a little bit. Go watch a VHS, man. What are we doing?
Lou says, KC, New England both went back-to-back, and that's recent memory. So your research, my man. Eagles go 13-4. I'm sorry, Lou. Do you really think this Eagles team is the next dynasty? Because you just mentioned 2 dynasties in the last decade. Are we really trying to say that the Eagles are about to be the 3rd one? Because everybody thinks that. Everybody thinks
first of all,
about their own team that they're going to be the next one.
That's not a dynasty. 2, that's not a dynasty. I've been on record for saying that's not a dynasty. The Chiefs do not have a dynasty.
It's crazy.
They lost. I said it, and it's true. Look at the record. Look at what they think people have dynasties at. It's not it. We don't have dynasties. And no, the Eagles are not going to be the next dynasty. With Jalen Hurts, a quarterback, with A.J. Brown, who is the most overrated wide receiver, I think, in the NFL.
Jesus.
In brittle bones.
More so than CD Lamb?
Okay, number 2 overrated wide receiver in the NFL. I'm kidding. June, I'm kidding. CeeDee Lamb could run over A.J. Brown. CeeDee Lamb could run off. If the Eagles had CeeDee Lamb instead of A.J. Brown, maybe they got a dynasty in the making, but they don't.
All right, let me get to the last video here, which is who is making the Western Conference Finals next season. These are the way too early predictions after most of the free agency moves have settled.
Did you have an opinion on this one, Jalen?
No.
Did you just ask?
I didn't actually make a pick. I just put the question out there.
Okay. How many Lakers fans?
Oh, we're going to start with one of them. June here.
Lakers.
Lakers versus Houston in the...
Damn.
And by the way, someone replied to him named Drillery Clinton and just put Lakers laughing face.
All the white people are saying Houston. KD ain't been nothing without Steve Kerr in his whole career. He's had a lot of points, won some MVPs, but he ain't won nothing without Steve Kerr.
But what Houston is looking at is the offensive potential that KD brings them that they didn't have before, and their clutch plays. So that's what they're looking at. And they didn't really give up very much to get him. I mean, Green was inconsistent offensively. And let's be honest, even at Phoenix, KD was was offensively very good, and he can play defense. And he doesn't have to start. And he doesn't have to start. He can come off the bench.
That's wild.
Which the Lakers don't have someone. They don't have like LeBron who can come off the bench, right? I mean, if you had a solid team and you had LeBron coming off the bench, you would look at the Lakers going, yeah, the Lakers, definitely. But they don't. But anyway,
Okay.
let's go on with
NM Marshall says OKC versus Denver. Chris Middleton, Thunder and Wolves again. Wolves always surprise us in the playoffs, and I don't think that will change next year. Someone says quit disrespecting the Nuggets. I guess I didn't mention the Nuggets. Sue me. Ethan, Minnesota. Donovan James says OKC versus the Lakers. Someone says Houston versus Dallas. T-Matt says Houston versus OKC or Denver. Okay.
What?
Give an alternate. Thundercat says Thunder versus Nuggets. What the? Thank you, Kobe says Blazers versus whoever wants to lose. You're okay. You're just being ridiculous.
I feel like we're in some.
See, that's what happens when you make smoking dope legal. You're smoking it all the time, and you tend to believe.
You raised me.
We're wearing some multiverse right now with Marvel.
Last two comments.
Marvin Stone.
Sean Patrick says
Maverick.
Denver versus San Antonio. And Scott says Denver versus OKC. So
Denver versus San Antonio?
Yeah.
That's a big woman eating some churros right now. Charles Barkley has something to say about that.
I could see San Antonio making it if Watanabe is healthy, doesn't have issues. They've made some signs. Dude, as much as you want to say no, take a look at who they've signed and what they're doing.
You know, women are going to have issues.
That's they've signed.
In the league.
That was it.
No, that was only his second year, my friend.
I'm trying to show you something.
Hey,
and he was hurt.
Put last year. Last year was the blood clot. The previous year was his rookie year. Put the pipe down. Put the pipe down and just say no.
I'm just saying that messed up Chris.
I mean, his rookie year was really good. I mean, I didn't have him doing what he did in his rookie year. And he was doing fairly well in his second year until that blood clot. The fact that they've got DeAndre Fox, they've got him.
He's talking about
you know,
like he skinned his elbow.
Making up players.
You got that
No, I
blood
know
clot,
what-
man. You got it's the blood. It's a blood clot.
I mean, if they fixed it, it's fine. If they haven't, then it's an issue. Like I said, if Watanabe is healthy, they will be.
I swear to God, you just said some sort of African tribe. Or I think
It was Japanese. It was a Japanese prefix. Just understand that.
We lost
I mean-
Nestor. We lost Nestor. Nestor's gone. He's out there looking for a chick out in the streets. No, he's back.
He's like, wait a minute. I just shot tequila through my nose because G Money was talking about, I don't know, Wabanabe. I don't know who he's talking about. Some moment I was pulling up a freaking Yahoo map trying to figure it out. Then I went to Google, still couldn't figure it out. I'm like,
that reminds me of a mid-'90s movie with Kevin Bacon on some African superstar. It was called Airtime or something. Not Air Bud, but something else. Also, I love the fact
It was called The
Nestor-
Air Up There.
Air,
It was called
yes,
The
Air Up There.
Up There.
Yes, sir. You knew it. You know what's even
It was a
crazier
great
than that?
movie.
I just realized that Nestor's wearing an AC/DC shirt. I just realized that's the wildest shit I've ever seen in my life. Nestor wearing AC/DC. Can you even name one song? Please. One song, Nestor, right now. AC/DC. What do they play?
Thunderstruck.
One song.
There we go.
Your
It's on his shirt.
Okay.
Stop it. You just. It's on a shirt.
No, it's not. Is it?
It's on the shirt.
No, Back in Black.
Is it? I don't know. I didn't see it.
He has Back,
Back
in
in-
Black on his shirt, and he gave us Thunderstruck. Those are the only two songs I can mention.
Yeah, he did. Okay. There we
Here
go.
we go to
It is.
What's Up With That.
It is.
I
Hey,
would like to preface
Varsity
this
Blues.
What's Up With That with two things. Let's keep it brief for the love of God. Two, it has to
just because
pertain
you got a girl in a room, don't
to
mean we gotta keep it brief.
Sports only.
Yeah, it'll be sports. Sports
Damn.
only.
That's all. I'm saying.
And we were talking about so when you have viewers talk about who they think are going to go in the Western Conference Finals,
We're still going to that.
you've got to question. You got to question the Lakers picks, right? Because when you look at the Lakers team right now as it's constructed, you just don't really see it, right?
Yeah. Is that your what's
You
up
can
with
see
that?
them. I mean, you can see them making the playoffs. No, you want to go there?
Yeah, that's where we're going. What's up with that?
I was just gonna build on the, hey, you guys want to Western Conference Finals? Let's discuss that a little bit. What the viewers think, because a lot of them are fucking high. Just gonna throw that out there.
Hey, game's game.
I mean,
what's up with that, Gary? What's up with that?
My what's up with that? Not this week, but actually, it's an ongoing thing with the fucking Kraken. That's right, the NHL. 3 coaches in 4 years. The fuck is up with that? We had one coach for 2 years, a coach for a year, a coach for a year. The fuck? Can you not figure out who you want to be coach? Can you not figure out who's going to take the Kraken back to the fucking playoffs? This is ownership. And this bothers me more than anything else, because this is the same ownership that if we get a Sonics team up here, we'll be the owners of the Sonics. And we're going to see the exact same thing. Fucking incompetence. Ugh. There we are.
Okay, G-Money. Thank you for that. June, what is yours?
Mine is Major League Baseball All-Star Game. I have a problem with this in all sports, but we're going to go to the Major League Baseball game, All-Star Game. Why the fuck are you playing on a Tuesday night? Why the fuck do you play? In 1995, the Texas Rangers opened a new stadium. George W. Bush built it. I went to the game. It was on a fucking Tuesday night. And I remember thinking to myself back then, why the fuck are we going to a game? I flew home from the Navy to go because my mom was like, I got tickets. Do you want to go? I said, yeah. The game was on a fucking Tuesday night. It's so stupid. It is the stupidest shit. It's an all-star game. Nobody wants to stay up and watch that shit anyway. But if we do want to watch it, why the fuck would you do it on the Tuesday? I'm not standing at 11 o'clock to watch a fucking all-star game. Please, Major League Baseball, all major sports. I understand your championships, baseball, basketball, hockey, because they play 7-game series. If you can help it, all-star game, it should be on a fucking Saturday night. Or a Sunday afternoon when most baseball is played anyway. So that's my rant for the week.
Thank you for that, June.
Yep.
Malin.
I feel like I'm always a bad guy with this stuff.
Oh, Jesus
And I
Christ.
feel like somebody that looks like me should be saying it. I'm going to say it anyways. Major League Baseball. Why are we still playing race when it comes to baseball? We're doing this thing during the All-Star break with the Home Run Derby. Where Atlanta should have had the All-Star game back in 2020 during COVID. Should have had it. 2021, Major League Baseball decided, I don't know, to wear panties and a tampon. So they took the game away from them. And so now they're giving it back to Atlanta because they realized, oh, shit, that's probably not that smart. But Hank Aaron broke the home run record in 1974. That's a long ass time ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why during the home run derby are we doing this thing where every National League team is wearing Hank Aaron's number and every American League player is wearing Babe Ruth's number because they want to celebrate, Hank Aaron winning the home run record, or getting the home run record back in 1974, people. It's been a while. It's been a minute. We've had time to celebrate it. I don't think that this is the time where you want that, because all it does is do white on black. If we're being honest, white on black when it comes to the home run record.
Hey! Don't forget, there are people who believe that Babe Ruth was black.
Okay, are they the same flat Earth fucking people that think?
Todd Cobb, famously, during the All-Star game said that he does not share rooms with N-words, and he was talking about Babe Ruth.
Okay, well, Cobb was a racist and he killed a man.
We know that's what
super racist.
I'm not going into that. It was beyond fucking racist. But I don't know. I think there's ways to celebrate Atlanta, to celebrate Hank Aaron, obviously.
Of course.
Winning the home run record. But I just don't like the tone now, like this year. You're pitting this country against themselves, and you're doing like Hank Aaron number, you're doing Babe Ruth number. It just feels weird to me. It was a little bit forced. I'm glad that they're not doing, like any of the steroid people that they're involved in this. I'm glad on that, but I just think it's a little bit forced. I think there were other ways that you could celebrate Hank Aaron in Atlanta with the Braves without doing the whole Babe Ruth and Hank Aaron thing. It feels a little bit weird to me, a little bit forced. So that's kind of my what's up with that. I just let the players wear their own number during the home run derby. We don't got to do this whole thing. Not now, especially not now. That don't need to happen.
So I really don't have one this week. I was going to bring up Travis Hunter, and it had nothing to do with him as a player. It's all personal stuff. But because it doesn't pertain to sports, I decided not to do that. Which, if you know anything about Travis Hunter right now, you may know where I was going with that. So, God bless him, and that's all I will say with that one. Nestor, you can go ahead.
Divorce is expensive.
Oh, hold on. You know the crazy thing about Travis Hunter, though, and I don't mean any disrespect by this, but he's married to a crazy ass woman.
Yeah, but a can of worms.
And I don't know, like, he's not exactly the best looking man on the planet. I don't think he understands that money can like buy him better women. But he kind of look. Never mind. I'm not gonna say what I was.
There we go.
It's
Nestor.
gonna be bad.
I mean,
go ahead, Nestor. No, I'm gonna stop myself. Go ahead, Nestor.
I will be brief. I've never seen a country take so much flack for the upcoming World Cup. We have seen people die in Brazil. About like 10, 20 people die. Construction workers die. We have seen like in Qatar, terrible conditions. Again, 10 to 20 people die. But somehow the World Cup in the U.S. is like supposedly like rumored to be canceled. It won't be canceled, but we have probably the best conditions people could probably ask for.
Right.
Are we perfect? Hell no. But this Club World Cup has shown that we can get it done. And if you Google why could it be canceled in the U.S., you get the dumbest fucking non-existent reasons. So, I urge people to just look back in history, the World Cups that have happened in other countries, and just take a look. I feel like the U.S. is going to get, things done pretty good. I would be more worried about the other countries, but I mean, come on, dude. Working conditions. Are you serious, bro? 10 to 20 people died in Brazil. Just try to build stadiums. Let's be serious.
I mean,
I totally agree with you on the conditions of the World Cup when it comes to fans and stuff like that. I will say this though, Nestor. These people better have their papers in order.
That's true. And not have any negative
El Salvador for you.
Social media posts about the U.S. government or President Trump. As much as, you're just seeing, as people come into the country to visit, they're asking to see their phones and wanting the passwords so they can check. I'm like, that's just batshit fucking crazy. If it were to be canceled in the U.S., you still have Canada and Mexico. They could. So it's not like, well, we need to find another venue. No, you just need to find more venues in Mexico, or kind of stagger them in Mexico and in Canada. And Mexico's held a World Cup previously. So it could happen. We don't know next, where our government is sitting.
No, the Eagles couldn't even wear their home green in Mexico,
Brazil,
because of gang cartels and thoughts of violence towards the team. At least in America, we got a lot of shit going on right now, but
Mexico City is hosting around.
You don't have to be worried. The players don't have to be worried for their safety.
Right.
Well, don't they? You don't know that the players don't have to worry about not being allowed into the U.S. You do not know that. You do not know that the players do not have to worry about getting picked up and being extradited to another country. That's not their own country. You don't know that. You honestly,
you're playing in Mexico than the United States.
Would you? Because how about if maybe you might. It's easy to say because we're white and American. It's easy to say that. Yes, it is. It's super easy to say that.
The Eagles couldn't the Eagles couldn't wear their own colors in Mexico because of fucking gangs.
And there's a high possibility as a fan or even a player, you might not be allowed in the country because of the country you come from.
I'll get your
or because what you have posted on social media.
Well, hey.
So therefore, so is it any different? Is it any different? It's the exact same thing.
No, it's not.
Well, okay. Change your name to Gonzalez and get a little tan, and let's see what happens. Come in with a foreign passport, and let's see what happens.
If we killed any athletes in America because of where they come from, no, we haven't. But there was a legitimate threat of safety. The NFL
did they kill any of the athletes? Were any of the athletes killed? No, they were not.
No, but there was a threat of it because of the gang.
Well,
I'm just saying.
You know what? Was any athlete killed? No athlete was killed. So it's the same thing. No athlete was killed. Were any fans? Were any fans?
Colors. Couldn't wear their own team colors because
just wait.
Even think.
The good news is
these
all
people
year
are going to be under the
until-
threat of death, and they'll be killed by being in America during the World Cup. It's not going to happen.
No. They're not going to be killed. Now they may be sent to another country, not their own.
We've got a whole calendar year before we actually.
Way to go, Nestor.
What happened?
AC/DC wearing ass.
So
cheap tequila drinking bastard.
Yeah, Travis Hunter, needs to rethink what he's doing. Honestly.
And
poor guy.
That'll do
Yeah,
it for this week's episode. We want to thank you all for listening, for watching. Follow us on social media so you can weigh into the conversation. If you want your comment read next week, we're at AFR Sports on Instagram and TikTok. If you want to follow June on TikTok, his link is down in the description below.
We want to hear a Cowboys Homer show. Go ahead and listen to.
Right over there. We'll see you all next week where we are getting the NFC North done next up.
Oh, alrighty.
Oh, NFC North. Okay. Thanks for giving to the heads up.
There you go.
Hey, I already got that done, my friends. That's what happens when you're ahead of the game. You get that shit done. Hey, June,
We'll see you all next
you're going to be
week.
up here in August?
August, yep.
After the show.
After the show, I'll give you my number.
Peace out.